Hi, I'm Cahir Lynch, and this is A Song the Birds Wrote. It's a song the birds wrote, my love. They wrote it many years ago when time was an illusion and the universe ran its course. It's a song the birds wrote, my love, and it suffocates freedom in the air, and if a man listens too long, he will weep. It's a song the birds wrote, my love, and I am a man deprived of faith who sees pixels in the earth's atmosphere as spiritual encounters and still has so little faith. It's a song the birds wrote, my love. It's something so simple we can't comprehend it. It may be the one thing I believe in. It's a song the birds wrote, my love. It's natural and beautiful, and it's at the planet's fucking core, and not a damn meddling human can get rid of it. It's a song the birds wrote, my love, and it goes beyond our tuning with the universe, beyond our tuning with the dead. It's a song the birds wrote, my love, and if I don't devote my life to it, I can only devote my life to these scars I place upon my legs. It's a song the birds wrote, my love, one whistle at a time, a particle per line, a love with endless crime. It's a song the birds wrote, my love, one no instrument can recreate, and few actually know of, but it persists onwards unappreciated. It's a song the birds wrote, my love, and it's called The Wind, and I whisper harsh thoughts to it upon cold nights, and it's kept me alive this long. The Wind, my love, it's a song the birds wrote, and it will carry on long after me and you are gone, so why weep when we will soon harmonise the notes? It's a song the birds wrote, my love, on cold nights where sound created life. It's a song the birds wrote, my love. So one last time, just listen to where it all began.
This is a voice, my ain. It was lost, but somehow I kept it, no matter the cost. It was lost. I had buried it under mountains of shite. And then I went off somewhere. I tried speaking right, but it just didn't suit me. It left me tongue-tied. Ach, I was left feeling lousy, like somebody died. In my head I was hurting, something just wasn't clicking. My language, my culture, had been given a good kicking. It was a when it all started, with comics and books. And if I asked a question, I'd get one of their looks that said I was rubbish. I changed how I spoke, till all my teachers thought I wasn't a joke. 'Cause Scots were all crazy, drunk, mental, violent. Glaswegians were worse. I spoke and grew silent. I grew silent and weary. I felt a deep sense of shame. I spoke in my new voice, and then I came home. I stopped and I listened. For the first time in years, I still had an accent that moved me to tears. I stopped and I listened without being prepared. I listened to people and I liked what I heard. I stopped being frightened of being grammatically wrong. And I spoke in my own voice. No, I didn't. I sang.
This is called RPM, a record placed The arm traverses, the belt rotates. The needle slips in from the rim and dips into the edge of the groove. A jump, a static, then crackle and hiss. A snare drum snaps, sticks tickle skin, they giggle. Buzzsaw guitars slice and shear, a bass line thumps and throbs at steady in fifth gear. The speakers shake, the windows quake, the air fills thick, fingers, thumbs click. A riff kiss, a chorus lift, we dance alone. Yet distance closes when this record sways, the world plays, and sweat is sweet and it tastes just like honey. And this is another one. This is called Hushabye. A concrete throat, a stop-light tongue, halted words, they sank back down and jammed. Finally, when speech arrived, it fought, punch drunk and stumbled, fell tripped to get out. The trumpet parp of a buffoon. Guttural, clogged, slapdashed and slogged. This windmill of words stuttered through half-breath and gasped. A tempest that deafened, drowned, grasped, but missed the wish of the whispering wind that settles and stills clapperboard lips. Hush now, sighs that pleasing breeze, before I whoosh by and wave bye-bye. And by, you will spine shiver and wonder, and know, yes, that it was I.
Dearest women, fragility only in eggshell prison confines, fabricated from the fallacy of men, Father on high, inspiring words and deeds, atrocities that perpetuate the shame that you carry in my name. Remove me from your likeness, strip me from my womanly nature to hold you in this guise, unnatural, strictures formed to keep you tethered in insecurity. Humility, obedience, simplicity of manner, purity, unimpeachable, causing no end of pain, whispered in your ears from you were but a babe, daughters taught from crib to womanhood to fear themselves and each other. Born as vessel, to be broken, reassembled in misshapen form, chattel, ownership never your own. Barefooted, I am made to stand on serpent's head to teach you that I have conquered that which you will never. Show you your deficiencies as role model out of reach. You carry blame in your bodies, sorrow a river born in your veins, concealment of sex, ensure its protection, kept sacred. Given when conquered, worthy champion found. You carry the fault of female nature. Our likeness only in purposeful motherhood. Creator, engineer, nurturing bodyguard, biology punished as you beg for forgiveness in fulfillment of your designated role. Purified through prayers of onlookers. You've wept for your sisters, taken, made to walk in penance for crimes against their prescribed virtue, babies torn from their arms and sold, or malnourished, discarded in disgrace. They've depicted me in acceptance to show you how to hold submission in your gaze, tranquility and sweetness of heart, endurance through trials, suffering, your legacy. My tears are for you, stolen, my heart pierced and wounded in watchful repose. I carry the weight of you, complicit in the thrashing of female flesh and severed spirit. Now, I watch you rise, slowly awakening from this haze of deception, meet each other in sisterly adoration, journey together towards emancipation, reparation for generations soaked in hurt. Healers, warriors, women.
Darragh MacDonald, excerpts from Border, 1921-2021, a centennial calibration. Prologue. We were bemused when it first appeared, that brand new border line that seared. 300 miles long, not half an inch thick. It would surely be gone in no more than a tick. For that line was never meant to be more than a temporary boundary. We trusted Feetham, Fisher and McNeil to make huge transfers, not a backroom deal. Fermanagh, Tyrone and Derry City left out. South Armagh and the Mournes moved to the south. What would be left up north could never persist, and the border would vanish into our Celtic mist. But a century later it still stands square, except up close when it's not even there. An imaginary line that cuts to our bones. Further back you go, the more real it becomes. Still it lingers in the mind long after, framing those years of strife and slaughter. A man-made feature of geography, even Google now follows its trajectory. Yet this line that circumscribes our lives exists in many forms and guises. Changing often, it befuddles and deceives, and its districts come in all shapes and sizes. Epilogue. On our 300-mile canter from loch to loch, we visited real places and seen the impact of localities split and neighbours divided by a line that none of them ever decided should measure where their true allegiance lay, for none of them was given any real say in a quirk of history, a political construct that started as temporary and then just stuck. For unlike on other borders where people reside, knowing they differ from those on the other side, on our contested frontier of many deceptions, we identify as Irish with so very few exceptions. By ties of blood and cultural connections, we've shared our hopes and recollections, friends and neighbours living side by side until politicians imposed their new divide. So over the course of 100 years, measured in days of blood, sweat and tears, we've hoped and coped and counted the cost of community split and so many lives lost. Families and neighbours caught on the line have suffered from partition as if by design, for borders are constructed solely to divide people from those put on the other side.
My name's Robert, and this is a poem I wrote called Inspired. I'm inspired now, right now, in this moment. This moment could be fleeting, or could last until the sun and moon trade places. However long it lasts, I'm inspired now. In this forever changing moment, I give my thoughts to the winds. The wind inspires me now. We inhale and exhale together, expanding my breath to the sky. I'll inhale the love of the world and exhale so that all that is living and breathing receives this inspired love of my expression. This inspires me now. The thought of it inspires me now. Its action inspires me now. Right now. In these moments of clarity, and thankfully recently there have been plenty, they rise in me relentlessly, yet they are not always of love, but fear, anger, stress and slander do linger. But they too do inspire me. I'm inspired to let them sit with me and give myself time to gather with them, so an intention never jumps out of me or at anyone else without thought of what is to be lost. Now that is inspiring. Should we always act out on our impulses in a moment without a clear conscious thought? Or should we sit in our moments and let ourselves receive the lessons to be taught? Inspired not to let our minds be tired, but to always give it energy with patience and care. This will keep our minds rewiring and let it flow true and free to keep on inspiring.
I am Paul Butterfield Jr. and this poem is called Dear G. Dear G, you've asked me what makes a poet, and I can only answer with what I know, the truth. You're either a poet or you're not. Most poets come from turmoil, and really deep sadness, but that doesn't mean you can't be more. There are two paths to choose from. One path has very bright light. Most people will choose this one because there is happiness and health and wealth. The other path is a dark one. Only a few like me will walk this one. This path offers freedom and creativity and, surprisingly, love. There are all forms and styles for a poet. Of course, sadness is your go-to in order to start. There is also philosophy. There will eventually be comedy, and at the end of your road, there will be a message. The readers are looking for entertainment, and they are looking for truth. If you can be brave and walk the dark path, you will be able to contribute this. You will be a god laughing at idiots who think they are geniuses, but we know for certainty there is no such thing. Only a trier looking for the right word to tell the right truth, so he or she doesn't die with shame because they missed out in telling it. It is your life they are looking for, so don't let them miss out on that. Your life in its whole is what they want, and you must be up for killing yourself to do that. It is a selfless act, like a flower dying in the winter, and it will not and has not got any better than that ever. Everything you will write, or have written if you've started, will come true before your very eyes. It will be like your very own ghost haunting you. When you write your poetry, don't be careful what you write. Curse away and be as obscene as possible, like a virgin being penetrated for the first time. Every day you are a poet. Every week you are, every month you are, and every year you're still it. It will fucking hurt your body. It will hurt your mind. It will take chunks out of your soul. Your God will also get fed up with you. But once again, it is a selfless act, like the never-ending sun and the never-ending moon. You will have to live it. You will have to piss it. You will have to breathe it. You will have to shed it. All those books to read, all those records to listen to, all those classic films to watch, all those performers to observe. You will have to talk about all of your experiences. You cannot be shy about that, and people will follow your hurt and people will unfollow your controversy. But make no mistake that your God will guide you. The angels will also piss on you. The devil will taunt you, and your demons will continue to make fun of you. But your word is your bond, and it won't get any better than that. Like a handshake sealing a deal, or a first kiss creating a deeper love, or a hug comforting someone's hurt in a graveyard. So drink your coffees like killing each demon. Smoke those fags like you were inhaling the devil's soul. Eat your food like the angels served it to you, and write every word with your God's voice beside you. Let your poetry leave all of your life behind, so your death never conquers your loved ones' minds. All that matters in poetry is the last line. That's what they are all looking for. And whatever bit of life you get to achieve, take it all up with your poetry. Believe me, the end of your life is nothing to fear. The only thing to fear is losing out on every truth you could have written down. Look, G, tell everyone this. Be a poet's poet and die with the glory of pursuing the truth of love and life and art and death. So good night for now, from the only honest poet you know on this fucked up earth. Thank you.